We're live.
What up? Let's get weird. I am tired. I'm tired, Healy. Fucking tired, but I'm here. It's been a long week playing wet nurse, and you look like you are in the hospital right now, Brian Healy. What's going on behind you?
Yeah, you've been on duty. Bill Rupp babysitting duty here for days, it seems, and I figured I'd tag you out and just check on our boy Bill Rupp here.
How's he doing?
Give him a little visitor.
How's he doing?
Hanging in there. He's hanging in there. He's waiting. He's waiting around. Still hasn't gotten X-rays. It's just, the hospitals they're packed. They're packed
with the fucking unvaccinated.
That was his biggest fear for the last 2 years. If something happened to him and he couldn't get a room, and here we stand.
Dude, is that not the funniest thing ever? He literally has been doing nothing but complaining about the unvaccinated are going to clog up the hospitals. And this is the third day. We're on day 3, and I'll tell you what happened to Bill in a second. We're on day 3 of Bill tearing every ligament in his knee, most likely, and fucking up his back, and not getting seen at a hospital or urgent care because the lines are too long. This is the most ironic thing ever. Evan, that's where you respond.
Yeah, it's...
Hi, Evan. Hi.
I was trying to edit some stuff, but...
Would you like to comment on that, Evan? You weren't listening, were you?
I was listening. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ironic that he was worried about everybody not being vaccinated, and now he's going in with a fucked up shoulder and back and leg and whatever, and just can't get the treatment.
It's really bad. So for those of you that don't know, I'll give you the quick version of it, just because we did the long version on Rupp and Rackets the other day. So Bill slipped on ice on his top step. I was on the phone with him. He fell down. He was screaming while on the phone with me. Thank God he was on the phone with me, because when he landed, the phone flew over to the side, and he was talking, and I could just hear it because it was on speaker. I ran out of my house, got in my car, drove to his house. He's laying on the front lawn like a pretzel, looked like a crime scene. I should have drawn a chalk outline around him. Pick him up 2 hours later, get him to the emergency room. We go to the emergency room, which I spent 30 minutes in the emergency room without a mask somehow. I don't even know. I think I have a force field around me. And emergency room's mobbed, Healy. Mobbed. Just fucking people everywhere. Because there was a black ice warning that morning. So everyone in there, I'm like, the lady's just gushing blood out of her head. One lady, she's sitting there like this poor black lady. She just looks like the sweetest person, just gushing blood. Blood's just running down her face. And I'm like, are you okay? Do you want, what happened? I fell down the steps. And Bill's like, I fell down the steps too. And then some fucking guy over here is like, I fell down the steps 3. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these people? The whole emergency room of people who fell down the steps. So we're now going on day 3. We drove to urgent care yesterday, 40 minutes away, couldn't get an appointment. Then he got in and they told him that they can't do anything. He's got to go to the hospital. So poor Bill is just going from place to place and still hasn't even gotten an X-ray or MRI. So we will find out today. We're going to go last night, and then it was a snowstorm, and then we're going to go this morning. I'm like, I can't miss Stay Cashin again. So, Healy, we'll find out today what the actual diagnosis is, I believe.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the updates, but certainly, in all seriousness, we're hoping Bill turns out all right and a speedy recovery.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I know we joke about it. He is in bad shape. He is. He definitely 1,000% tore his ACL and or MCL. 1,000%, that knee is fucked. And now it's just a matter of if the back is, just bruised from falling on his back or worse. But I mean, I would lay minus 5,000 that something's torn to shit, that he's going to need surgery on that knee. So, Bill, we love you. Hope you get better. And the show will be a lot quieter without Mr. Rupp yelling, let's go. So anyway, let's go. Evan, something new happened with Antonio Brown before we walk in here. What is the latest? I heard this morning that he did an interview or a podcast, and he was saying how Tom Brady's not really my friend. He just wanted me because I'm good at football. No shit, asshole. In what fucking world would Haley? Have you seen the movie preview of the new romance movie with fucking Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson?
I have not.
Have you seen that, Evan?
No.
Okay, there's a romance that would. Owen fucking Wilson and his big crooked white guy nose and blonde hair with J-Lo. You can't pick two people who will never be together in real life. That's Tom Brady and Antonio Brown. Like they're not friends, obviously. They're the furthest thing apart from each other. And now, Evan, you're telling me that there's more to the story now.
Yes. So the Daily Mail came out today, and they said that they've got new information that this porn star OnlyFans girl who got famous for licking a toilet seat on an airplane during when COVID first started, he hooked up with her, brought her to his,
Can you just stop that and just listen to that sentence? Could you just say that sentence again? Healy, I know you try to stay in, like off the drama and the TMZ shit and all that. You're a father, you're focused on your career, you're living, and you like to, when you do have some free side, drink some nice cold brews and watch some basketball. Evan, please repeat that sentence so Healy can see what he's missing on 2021.
This girl got famous for licking a toilet seat on an airplane when coronavirus just started.
Okay. Got that, Healy?
The lengths people will go to get followers, get clicks. It's incredible.
It worked.
Wow.
But anyway, this girl is 23 years old, and he's messaging her. It's on the Daily Mail if you want to look it up. And the dude, he's incredibly illiterate, first of all.
He's a fucking idiot.
He invites her over, and obviously, they bang. They do the stuff. And she's got the receipts. She's got text messages, Instagram DMs, pictures of her in bed with him, and a picture of the hotel that they were staying at on that day. So she was there.
So we're going to confirm that that's true.
Yep. And now she's telling all these media outlets that he was mumbling, "I can't wait until you see what I do tomorrow." And this was Saturday night. So obviously this might be a marketing stunt for AB.
Healy, who do you trust? This is a very difficult question here. There's not many people that I could do a who do you trust more with Antonio Brown where it's not a snap call the other person, right? Who do you trust more? Antonio Brown or a 23-year-old dingbat whore who was licking toilet bowls to get famous during coronavirus?
Man, I'm torn. I don't know which way to go. I don't believe either one of them. Both fabricated.
I believe she was fucking him. And what are the chances that Antonio Brown, the day before the game, like, what simulation are we living in that shit happens? And then the driver who picks up Antonio Brown is my friend who goes viral. And then the night before, he's fucking the Insta famous toilet bowl licker girl. And now Dreamy's saying in the chat that she knows the toilet bowl licker girl. Like, what is going on? This isn't real life, guys.
You've been saying it for years. We don't live in real life, right?
We're in a simulation. We are in a simulation. That hospital behind you is more real than the shit that's going on around us right now. I promise you that. So Healy, what do you think comes out of this Antonio Brown situation? And what are the odds that he actually plays again for anyone ever in the NFL?
It's certainly tough to trust him after this particular stunt, assuming it is a stunt. But it's not like, he's done some crazy shit before and he got another chance. The beginning of the season when he was healthy, he looked really good. So I think he does come back and play in the NFL again.
Who do you think? Where do you think? When do you think? Give me
next year.
Is he out for a year? Do you think he's back next year? Do you think he's going to a contender who needs a wideout? Do you think it's mid-season when an injury hits? What?
Yeah, I don't know the extent of that ankle injury, if he really is going to need surgery, what the recovery time is. But
he was doing jumping jacks in the end zone.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he was shot up and whatnot. But I'd expect next season, the start of next season. I think he's on a roster.
Okay, E, what do you think?
He's a very good football player, but he might be the biggest cancer to ever be in the NFL. And these outbursts are literally they're bound to happen no matter where he is. Look at the dude's track record with the Raiders. He threw a fit over a helmet.
Yeah, I remember that. And no one even talks about that. That's what's funny. You talk about all the shit with Antonio Brown, the locker room video, the Gruden fucking taping his phone call, the vaccine card. No one ever talks about the helmet. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then he decides to freeze his toes off with cryo.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
His track record is incredible. He just somehow manages to always fuck up.
And what's more incredible, I think, is that not only does he always fuck up, he always finds a new home, and it's always like a Super Bowl contender. Like he's He's just fucking. He ends up with Brady in New England, and then he was on Pittsburgh, who was contending for a Super Bowl. Then he's on the Bucks, who are contending for a Super Bowl. So, I mean, what would you say if you had to give it an actual percentage?
I think he returns, and Zach Wilson needs a target. He needs someone to throw the ball to.
No! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare do that!
It might be the only chance Zach Wilson has to get to elite level, to bring in an elite.
Hey, Zachy boy is looking fucking tight the last 2 weeks.
Calvin Ridley.
Zach Wilson's looking fucking tight the last 2 weeks, right? E?
Oh yeah, he looks great. Now he has Jamison Crowder to throw to on Sunday because all of our receivers are out, including Braxton Berrios.
I mean, if you really think about it, we'll get off this topic in 1 second, but if you really think about what Zach Wilson has been through this year, he played the toughest schedule of any quarterback in the entire NFL. He lost top 2 running backs, top 3 receivers, 2 offensive linemen, all in his rookie campaign, coming into a shit team to begin with. So, I mean, it can't get any worse, and he's looked okay the last. I think he's looked good the last couple weeks. So, curious to see. Tommy G will be right. Mark my words. You guys stay tuned into this show for the next 5 years. You will see Zach Wilson in the Pro Bowl, and then in about 15, 20, you'll see him in the Hall of Fame. That kid's a superstar. Book it.
Is that a
Healy,
toothpick call?
I don't have any toothpicks. It is a dirty spoon call of the day. Zach Wilson, Hall of Fame. Dirty yogurt-filled spoon call of the day. Transcribe that, E. Make sure that's available. So, Healy, that game last night was insane, the Knicks game. I was on the phone with you in the car. What was that?
It was something else. It was the Evan Fournier show, and it was really fourth quarter was like him and Jason Tatum just trading buckets. It was exciting to watch. That's for sure. And props to you on the Evan Fournier call yesterday, both from a prop perspective and dropped the dime in the DFS show last second. A handful of subs.
Jill Barrett buzzer beater in the DFS show.
That's right.
I went off the glass with the Fournier call at 31 seconds left.
That's right. It was fantastic. You've kind of pinpointed a few things with your system, and it's been reflective in the results. It's really been fun to follow and watch.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was great from one perspective. I dropped it. I'm really enjoying the DFS basketball, especially now that I don't have to be a core content provider for a sport. And I can kind of be like half subscriber and then just drop my 4 or 5 things that I like for the day and let everyone else do, the grunt work. It's fantastic. I love it. I love the I love just laying in the cut. You don't even know I'm listening to the show half the time. But yeah, yesterday I was in love with Fournier. The day before it was Bogdanovich. But I got fucked on that game though. That fucking RJ Barrett buzzer beater actually fucked me more than Fournier helped me, because I had the Celtics and I had a couple props that really just needed like 2 or 3 more minutes of gameplay for them to start coming through. I know you had a couple props that were close where you could have used in overtime also. So that was probably the worst 1 second that could have happened from that perspective. And I was too late to enter the DFS contest, Healy, as I was bitching to you out before the show, before the contest filled. And I'm pretty sure I would have won like $50,000 yesterday. I sent you my lineup. Looking back, I think it would have been the greatest lineup in the history of lineups, because Fournier was like 1% owned. But
unfortunately, you got to make a decision to play DFS nowadays. Like, by
what the fuck is this?
By right now, like the contests are a lot smaller than they historically have been, because they don't care. They don't care about DFS.
Why, dude? This is the 3rd time. I mean, I've sent you a screenshot of my lineup that never got in 3 different times already in 2 weeks, because it's like 5:45, and I'm like, oh, let me go jump in some contest, and I go in. The only thing left is like a fucking 10-man $10 contest. Like, everything's gone. Yeah. So then I'm like, I don't want to play it for fucking $15, $30, even if it's $500. If the top prize is $1,000, because then if I do hit the nuts like last night, I'm going to be so fucking mad that I missed out on the big one. I'd rather just not play. Like, I'd rather just stay out, and then I'll never know. But what are they doing? Why are the contests filling up so fast? Make them bigger.
You have your casuals. You would think they could make them bigger, especially on, like, for example, Thursday nights. Maybe they just size them a certain way because there's football, but there's no football. They just don't think ahead. It's so robotic, the way they've sized contests.
I mean, it's unbelievable. It's happened to me every single time I've tried to play. every single time I tried to play. I fucking get in. Like, dude, the fucking slam right now, the $88 one's only got like 200, 300 spots left in it, and the fucking monsters are already more than half full, and it's 2:00. That thing's gonna fill up by 4:30.
And that's one of the biggest monsters that we've seen all year. So
yeah, this is the one I want to get.
For what it's worth.
I'm gonna go reserve this now while we're here. But yeah, it's fucking retarded. It doesn't make any fucking sense. How these are billion-dollar companies just shows how wide of a gaping hole in this industry there was for success, that these fucking morons could run in and be billion-dollar companies without a fucking clue what they're doing. Yeah, pre-register is no, I don't. I will never do that, Brad. I get what you're saying, but not with my life, bro, and not with the size that I want to play. If I'm playing $20, yeah, I'll pre-register all I want. But if I'm playing $1,000, $2,000 with my life and my chaos and running out of the house, all of a sudden I got a bunch of reserve entries and dead lineups sitting in there. I've done that shit way too many times. So no, I don't do that. All right. So college basketball, obviously Friday show. We're not going to have that much exciting college basketball simply because Fridays suck for college basketball. Yesterday, had a good night last night in college basketball. What do we hit? Indiana was the big one. We hit Colorado. We hit Wisconsin. So I think we're in 3-1 or something like that on the hardwood into college hoops. Unfortunately, today, Hilly, I'm not really seeing anything that I love. I mean, it's a lot of, Incarnate Wood, Boston University, McNeese State. I mean, the only thing I'm looking at right now, which I'll give you for free, I'm sure I'll dig in and find some more stuff later. Let me just see what the line moved to on this, because I'm assuming this line moved since I wrote it down last night. Do you see a line on Boise State anywhere there? Oh, it's postponed. That's not great.
Postponed.
Awesome. But I do have another play though. Penn -4 is the play that I like. If you want to take it on the money line, you're going to be flirting with about -200, -195. So I don't like taking anything on the money line once it starts to get above that like comfortable 150 to 170, 80. I'll push it. But once you get to 200, probably either play the spread, find a cute way to bet it. One of the things I like to do is to wait until the game starts. So, Haley, you know this with the NBA, these teams go back and forth, right? Like it's NBA, you'll see it a little more frequently where, a Memphis, like last night, they'll just get out and run away, right? But in most games, you'll usually see a little back and forth, and it gives you an opportunity to get a great line. So if you like Penn, this is only a 4.5 point spread. What I would do, because this isn't like a must bet. If you don't bet Penn tonight, you'll fucking be fine, right? This isn't like a 5-star lock of the year or anything. So what I would do is I would just wait till it tips off. Hope they go down 2-3-0, start the game, maybe 7-4, something like that. And then you probably get them at -110. So that's my favorite thing to do. It's the best tip I can give those of you that have live betting. Don't force. I don't really like betting those 4-point spreads. I'd rather get on the same side as the coach if I can. So we're all rooting for the same thing, me and the team, just to win the fucking game. So I usually like to wait. And if Penn jumps out 10-0, you just miss the bet. You just don't take it. So what do you think of that, Haley?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So that's what we're going to do then. So that's the college basketball play of the day. Penn -4. Try and wait for it to go live. Hit something 150 or under if you can. Let's go to the hardwood here, Mr. Heels. NBA's been fun, man. I mean, I got to say it. It's a shit product. It's a fucking garbage product. I stand by that for the last 4 years. But I'm really enjoying the DFS side. We got a great team that I'll say us, but really you have assembled over there. And guys are locked in. They're rocking. The girls are winning in DFS. The subs are winning in DFS. And we're finally seeing that what we've been hoping for. And we have some big things planned over the next 2 weeks for the 4 Deep Bet subscribers, where we have the DFS chat and the gambling chat. We're going to try and merge those worlds a little bit more, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, where we're going to open one for the other and let people kind of check it out and live in there and work together. Because it's really the same thing. I mean, we're behind one side talking about the player prop parlays that we have, and they're talking about DFS plays. So it's the same thing. We're all rooting for points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, no, I look forward to that. Yeah, congrats to I saw K-Mac. You mentioned the girls in the chat. One of the girls last night turned $5 into $600.
She's slaughtering.
Yeah, she was like 0.2 points away from $1,000. She dropped a second right at the end. But what a fantastic ROI. So even if you're a smaller stakes player, we kind of tailor the content and the support to regardless of the size that you're playing. We have people playing all kinds of stakes in there that are more than happy to shed some light and some advice for you. So I'd recommend signing up.
Yeah, I mean, you should be. I mean, everyone who's already a betting subscriber should already be in there. But I don't know why anyone wouldn't. I mean, first of all, it's dirt cheap. What's it, like fucking $17 for the week? It's ridiculous. 7 days, $17. It's fucking $2 a day. What the fuck is wrong with you? But the awesome thing about this community is that there is such a wide mix of people in here, and everyone is succeeding. Like a lot of these sites, and I'm not going to go on a soapbox here, but I'm going to go on a mini soapbox here. A lot of these sites fucking suck. Okay. And the thing about it is they suck even though their content providers are fucking elite. That's the thing. If you look around the industry, there's a couple that are very good. And me and Healy know, and we're friends with a couple of people who actually are very good at other sites. But most of these fucking places, you're going and signing up with dudes who, yes, have a resume like this, like me and Healy have, 20 live finals, $1 million hits, all that. But they're playing 150 lineups on an algorithm with last second adjustments by clicking a button, and you're not doing that. So it doesn't matter how fucking good they are if their play style is not what you're going to be playing. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you are that type of player where you're playing 150 lineups algorithmically based and jamming out different correlations of everything, listen, we have all those tools. We have the optimizers. We have the research station. But I'm going to tell you this, we're not the best company for you. Like, we have it all. You could do it. But on our shows, we're never talking about 150 lineup builds. Are we, Healy?
Very, very rarely. Occasionally, I know we have a few people that do it. So I do touch on it because some nights I play it, but, primarily focus on, a smaller subset of lineups.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and like I told all the other people at all the other companies I've worked with, our core client is playing 3, 5, 10 lineups, right? That's where we target our content. That's where it's focused on. So that's what I think separates us. And that's what allows a lot of the people who started at $5, the blue, the K-Max, a lot of the people who were literally playing free rolls to get started. And now they're cashing, thousands a week. I mean, I just looked at K-Max tweet right after that. She won like $400 betting tennis last night. But I mean, this is what it is. So if you are one of those people that fucking likes to set 1, 3, 5 lineup somewhere in that range, you don't want to sit here and hear about every fucking mathematical thing in the world. You want some real core feel to it and data, because we go very deep into the analytics and the data. But it's not about, I want 3% of Simons. I want 8% of this guy. I want 15%. We're going to give you the fucking plays that we're playing. We do it in every sport. Here's the core 4 guys that we're playing, core 5 guys, and here's some pieces to build around it. So that's why you're seeing people that are brand new, never played DFS before, hitting in their first week here, where they don't do that at other companies, because those other companies are talking to the people who are already great. They already have 150 lineups and thousands of dollars in their bankroll. We're talking to everyone, but we really focus on the people who are doing 1, 2, 5 lineups, single entry tournaments, 3 entry maxes. And then if you want to do the other shit with 150 lineups for fun, great. But I think that's what kind of differentiates us. And I think that's why everyone should check it out. Even if you've never played DFS before, you're not allowed to give lineups, but I pretty much do. So, on football, we pretty much, if you can't figure out our lineups, you're retarded based on what we do. But all right, Haley, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so NBA, continuing to navigate the COVID situation. The Jazz are the latest and greatest team that got absolutely hammered. They didn't have anyone out on COVID for weeks. They were the healthiest team in the league, and now all of a sudden, it finally bit them. So there's going to be some opportunities there. Before we hopped on the show, there was still no Jazz props up, but we're going to go back to one of my favorites of the show, Dallas Mavericks. So both Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis is going to be out tonight. Mm-hmm. So I am all over Jalen Brunson over 20.5 points in this one. All so right. Brunson, in games where he hasn't had both of them on the court, he's averaged 38.5 minutes. So he's going to get a huge workload. Right. They don't have a ton of guys to score. So he's going to have to do everything.
He basically turns into a black hole once those guys are out. Like once the ball hits his hands, it's not leaving to go anywhere else.
Yeah, when Tim Hardaway's on the floor, he has got somebody to pass to. And again, the matchup's just elite. He's playing against the Rockets. That's almost as good as playing against the Hornets right now. The Rockets are now second worst defensive team in the entire league. I think just a smash spot for Brunson. So I locked that one in early at over 20.5 points.
I made the mistake. I'm sorry. I made the mistake of playing Brunson, his assist prop when those guys were out one day. So don't do that. You're going points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the assist one looked a little high, but looking around the roster, there's not many guys that could score the basketball, especially like the starting rotation. So I don't know how much facilitating he'll do until we get guys like Tim Hardaway, Josh Green that kind of come off the bench that can shoot the basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. That's definitely a spot to target with Brunson. He's shockingly he definitely, and I guess it's a good thing based on the people around him, but he definitely changes his game significantly depending on who's on the floor. So I mean, you got to give him credit for that. So he will be probably putting up 17, 18 shots today and fucking chucking left and right. You won't see him dishing too much. So I like that. Anything else you're looking at in the NBA tonight, Mr. Healy?
Yeah, there's several plays on the board that I like tonight. I'll give you a value play that the number was really good. So Seth Curry, over 5.5 assists, sitting at plus 125. We locked that one in earlier. So they're going to continue to be without their ball handlers. Maxey and Shake Milton are going to be out. So Curry will continue to run the point. He gets a massive assist percent increase when he's not on the floor with those guys and those guys are out. Embiid gets a small bump. Tobias gets a small assist bump as well. But Curry jumps up to the team leading 29% assist rate with those guys off the floor. And we saw it last game, him just kind of facilitating the offense a little bit more. And this is a good matchup. It's not terrible against the Spurs in this one. And Murray's a decent defender, which should force Curry into dishing the ball a little bit more. So I couldn't pass up 5.5 assists at plus 125 tonight.
All right, I like it. I like it a lot. And do we have I'm going to be targeting something. I'm just checking here to make sure I didn't miss any news on it. What's the status on Trae Young and the Hawks? Who's in, who's out over there from what you know?
So Trae Young is still questionable. I'm assuming we won't hear that until much closer to game time. John Collins.
And he's not COVID, right? He's got a back issue or a leg. What has he got?
A back.
Yeah.
Yep. So he was close last time. So and this is a late game. So DFS wise, it's frustrating. You probably won't know when the lock hits. John Collins conditioning, he's questionable as well. He could be back, and same with Bogdanovich. So they have a few pieces that it could be returning here that could skew things one way or the other.
I mean, and that's going to be tough from a DFS perspective too. The nice thing is you do have a nice combination in that game of very expensive spend up guys in the Hawks and Lakers, where you got LeBron, Young, Westbrook, guys like that. I mean, we didn't even know if LeBron's playing, right? I think he's gonna, but it looks like he's questionable. But you do have some high price guys, and then you have the DeLon Wrights and guys like that who will probably come in a little bit cheaper if the bigs miss. So I would make sure if you're playing DFS for sure that prepare, because I think you're going to have to get exposure to that game to win today, Healy. I mean, do you think where are you at? Well, I see this game as being a lot of fun, and this thing could go to the moon, to the highest total on the board outside of the Nets game.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the most attractive games to target tonight. There's, I don't know if LeBron is a priority just based on his price, and with some of the other spend ups, we got Jokic at a very similar price, who's just, he's almost at 2 fantasy points per minute. Like he does it all. He's incredible. So yeah, but this game environment's going to be really fun, and especially if we get a couple of pieces out, there'll be a ton of great value tonight.
Yeah. Speaking of Jokic, that's the guy that's dead on my radar right now. I mean, you can't make his points, rebounds, and assists high enough today for me. Like this was literally there's a few teams that I just kind of wake up, get out of bed and see who's playing: the Kings, the Lakers, and the Hornets and the Rockets. Like there's certain positions that I want to target on those 4 teams. And really, I've just been, having a field day targeting bigs versus the Kings. And Jokic today, I mean, he's looking at 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I know that's a haul, and that's a big number, and that's a little bit of a scary number. But I believe last time he played them, he dropped 50 real life points. not just points, rebounds, and assists, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just pull this up here. I was checking this out last night, and I was teeter-tottering on the edge of existence here. Let's see. Jokic versus Kings. So let's see if I am correct. Yes, I am correct. That was in February of last year. 41 minutes, 50 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. I would like a replicate of that. That'd be pretty cool if we could do that. But I think it just goes absolutely batshit ham today. 49.5 seems like a lot, but with a guy like Jokic who literally can get you 10 assists and 15 rebounds, that number's not as bad as you think. So I think Jokic eats tonight. The only thing I worry about a little bit is the blowout. But Healy, I don't think the Nuggets are really that great where you got to worry too much about a blowout, right?
No, they're not. And what's incredible about him is like he basically picks up a stat every single time down the floor. Like he's either getting the assist or he's getting the shot or he's getting the offensive rebound. Like it's incredible how quickly he racks up the statistics.
Yeah, so we're on the same page there, assuming he'll be popular in DFS too. Obviously, if we're on him from the prop and from that side, but I think he's one of those guys you got to have in your lineup today. All right, let's get off the NBA. We'll put the rest of the bets for the subscribers. As you guys know, the prop betting system that I do, you can't fucking do anything till like 5 o'clock. Like you got to see things a little closer. The lineup lock. There's too many things with COVID right now to be putting too many NBA plays out too early. It just changes too drastically with that. So let's move on to the next hot topic, hockey. Night Ghost is not with us today, Healy. So what we do every time Night Ghost isn't here, I think our record is like 47-2 with retard donkey hockey picks. And Evan, I'm going to have you look up. We are going to give retarded hockey picks sponsored by Brian, Tommy, and Evan. I would like to preface this by saying follow and tell at your own risk. None of us know anything about hockey betting, but I will say we've been pretty much on fire every time we filled these. I think in a realistic record, I think we're like 9-1 or something. Like it really is that high. So let's see if we can hit tonight, and then maybe we can fucking fire Night Ghost once and for all. Brian Healy, I need a hockey play out of you. There's 2 games. The Flames at the Hurricanes, the Capitals at the Blues, Carolina minus 180, over under 6, St. Louis minus 110, over under 6.5. Brian Healy, hockey candy capper. What is your play?
Yeah, so the Carolina Hurricanes coming in pretty hot here. 4 straight wins. The Flames have dropped their last 2 going on the road here. I'm going to take the value. I'm going to take the Flames plus 155 on the money line to knock Carolina Hurricanes off their high horse here and back to reality.
Yeah, you like the lineup they're running out, and
it's really that third shift that I'm expecting. I think that's where they're going to capitalize and kind of expose the Hurricanes. I like that third line from the Flames.
That third line plays tough. Yeah, so that's good. I'm excited for that. The second he started speaking, I knew what he was about to do. He literally opened his eyes like, yeah, so I'm like, here it goes.
I hope the third line plays incredible tonight for that.
Yeah, imagine, dude, I'm going to play a DFS lineup and just play the fucking third line. Just stack that line in DFS because that's definitely happening. Evan, who do you got tonight on the ice?
I'm going St. Louis Blues tonight because they just played the Wild in the Winter Classic and they absolutely embarrassed them. So I think they're going to ride that momentum at home, take the money line. Not betting advice, but take the money line. I think the Blues are going to win this one.
All right, let's go. And I am actually, because I obviously was all in on both of your guys' plays. I think they're fantastic plays today. Definitely want to get in on both of those, whatever Healy said and the Blues for sure. I am actually going to do a fun little alt line parlay on these 2 games. So what I'm going to do, the totals are 6 and 6.5. I'm going to do alt line 5.5s for both games, and we are going over the top on these 2 games. So I'm going to do the Flames game over 5.5. Some of you may have one of these at 5.5 on your book, and the Blues game over 5.5 for a nice plus 161 parlay. And that way we will have every angle of these 2 games covered. You have a side for each game. You have a total for each game. And if you want to wheel the bitch, you're probably looking at plus 1,500 if you wheel them all. So Tommy G, Brian Healy, Evan Hand, hockey specialist, coming at you. Dirty Spoon call of the day.
I love that mayhem parlay. I'm gonna lock that in right now.
I mean, we have to, right?
Yeah.
Wait, we have to. Hold on. Let me see what this fucking thing pays. We have to play this.
We have no choice.
Yeah, no.
I'm A couple free bets on it.
All right. So you had the Flames plus 160. You had the minus 110. All right. We're going to have to figure out a way to do it. I got to figure out a book that's going to let us do it. I'll figure it out. I'll let the subs know. We got to do this. Like, we can't.
Yep.
We can't.
Lock it in.
Have to lock it in. I think you could do the team and the over in like one of those money line things and then combine both of those. Probably should pay like plus 12, 1300. All right. Hockey's over. Let's get to NFL. Healy, how hard is it right now to fucking like, it's fucking so much that's going to happen by Sunday. We actually had to move our DFS show, which I think works out better for the subscribers, worse for us. But, like good parents, we want to make sure we do what's best for them and sacrifice our own sleep and research and lineup building. But we've been doing a DFS show Sunday mornings from 10 to 11 o'clock. And it's been great, right? Like it's right there. You still got 2 hours to set your lineups and all the information's pretty much out, barring a few things that we need to keep an eye on. But now we got a lot more stuff with COVID because now you got player incentives, which we got to look up pretty heavy. We have who's in, who's out, who's starting, who's sitting, or quarterback's going to play. Is Dak Prescott going to play all 4 quarters, or are they going to kind of run them out, see how it starts, and then maybe bail on the game depending on whether they're up or down? Lot to really factor into this week, Hila. I think there's some fantastic edges for sure. There's going to be a lot of money to be made this week, but it's going to take an extra layer or two of research that we normally don't have to do.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started with.
Look at this guy. Because now you got player incentives, which we got. Shut your fucking thing off. Who's in, who's out, who's starting.
I got to come in and save these guys.
Well, why don't you fucking turn the sound off so we don't have to hear what we said again?
I just did. I heard it. I had to come in. I feel like I got to save our chat.
What do you mean? Those hockey plays are fantastic.
I can't let you guys give those out. What are you, nuts?
They're fantastic plays.
Did you not check your text? You're on your phone all show.
No.
I sent you the play.
We don't need you.
Yeah. Well, now I'm putting myself out here going against both.
Yeah, you probably would have been better off just laying low and not doing it in case it doesn't hit. But so Nikos joins us fresh off what appears to be a bank robbery, coming to us live with some hockey dimes. So who of the three of us do you disagree with the most?
All three.
Damn it.
Oh, Jesus.
All three. Read my text.
Hold on. Let me read your text. Healy, he's like, did you get my text? What the fuck am I looking at texts? Hold
You're
on.
on your phone all show.
Yeah, I know. I'm on the other phone. You know what's weird? You're the only person that doesn't come through to both phones. Now I have the opposite problem, Ghost. Now you only go to the other phone and you don't go to the Ghost phone. So now I train myself. I call it the Ghost phone because he's the only one that doesn't have an iPhone. And all right, so let's see. Carolina team total. Actually, let me. You can say it. Let me read through it as you do it. Go.
My play was Carolina team total. Grab it at 3 or 3.5. My thoughts were Markstrom's been struggling for the Flames. Their defense hasn't been good.
Healy highlighted that.
Just got railed out of the door by Florida. And I think Florida and Carolina are the 1-2 teams in the East, if not the whole NHL. I had this game coming in at 4-1 final. Carolina
under 2. Great.
So that's your under. That's Carolina winning the Carolina team total.
All right, so basically, so that would kill one of my bets and Healy's only bet. So now you have to give us a take on the Blues game, even if you don't want to.
Yeah, the Blues game, the only thing that worries me is they haven't been playing great. They had a huge letdown against Pittsburgh 2 nights ago, which we were on. We hit that live. We hit it late. They're without Tarasenko now, their top star. He just hit the COVID protocol, I believe, so he'll be out. And Washington's the top team in the East Division right now, the Metropolitan. They may finish winning the division. I think this is a game where Washington should be able to dominate as well.
What do you think the final score is? What do you think the final score is?
I wouldn't be surprised if both games finish 4-1.
So, listen, the good part about this is that no matter what the fuck happens tonight, we got winners to brag about on Monday. Because we literally have the Flames, the Hurricanes, the over, the under, the Blues, the Capitals, the over, and the under, all covered on this show. In 2 games, we gave you opposite bets on every single one.
Okay, but
so, no matter, Sealy.
It was me.
I was going to say, Bill Rupp just confirmed he liked the plays before Night Ghost came in.
Evan, what were you saying?
Bucket filled out the parlay that of us three, and it's plus 1,200.
Let's go. Fuck Ghost. And Ghost, Healy was talking to us about the one of the things that he was focused on was the third line of the Flames. Do you think the Hurricanes are going to be able to deal with the third line of the Flames? Do you think they're in?
Yeah, the fourth line, Carolina, should be able to neutralize that.
All right. So we'll see about that. So let's keep an eye on that Flames third line tonight in that game. So all right, let's get to NFL here while we got the robber baron himself. Ghost, you're looking very bank robbery today, like very extra bank robbery.
No, I feel like a blind man today.
Yeah, you do look a little blind too.
Walking around with a walking stick.
Yeah, you look like you aged about 15 years today too. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, long morning.
Maybe it's all those layers. You remind me of my grandpa.
Divorces are not fun. I'll tell you.
Divorces are not fun. No, they're not. That's why I just got an annulment, Ghost. Got to do what I did and shut the shit down in fucking weeks, and then you don't have to go through the shit you're going through. Just fucking walked right out. Week 9. I didn't even make it a football season in my marriage. All right. NFL, Healy, let us know what we're looking at for this week.
Yeah, so this one, as you mentioned, there's just additional layers of research, and that's kind of where I started this week is trying to understand, first off, what are the playoff scenarios? Who has motivation to go out there and play to win and can advance themselves or keep themselves in the current situation. Other teams, they're kind of just stuck right where they are. You really can't move up, can't move down. And then there's the teams that aren't in the playoff picture at all, facing off against one another that, could be playing for some incentives or playing for jobs for next season. So it's really additional layers of research trying to uncover as many of those scenarios as you can, and then kind of evaluating them across the board and see which hold more weight as you go about your process, whether it's props, whether it's DFS. So that's all underway for me right now. So no extremely strong football takes for me right now, but that's going to be, continuing through the night for me and then into tomorrow and then right into our show Sunday morning. Again.
I mean, it's obviously tough. Like the props aren't even up. Like I'm in the same boat with you. We do more props than sides. Ghost likes to do probably more sides than props. That's fair to say, right, Ghost? You like the sides and totals mostly?
Yeah, I'll probably play both sides tomorrow.
Okay. Do you have a lean on either of the two games tomorrow? So tomorrow we got the Chiefs Broncos. Chiefs laying 10 and a hook at the Broncos. Obviously the Chiefs will be fully armed, fully manned, going out to win the game. Nothing to worry about in that one. They have a lot to play for. That's why they flex these games to Saturday, I believe. And then the Cowboys Eagles. This line has been all over the fucking place. It was actually -2 or 3 on the money line. It was like -150. I think Bill put like 10 grand on it on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And then the line jumped up to 7, and now it's back down to 4 because of some COVID shit. I think there was another COVID thing that popped up late. I'm pretty sure Micah Parsons, pretty sure Smith, one of their best offensive linemen. They're missing a cornerback or safety. And I thought I heard something as we were coming on air that someone else is potentially out on the Cowboys side of the ball. I don't know if I just made that up or if that's a real thing. Did either of you guys hear that?
I have not.
Okay. I may just be clean making that up. It was one of those where I was half paying attention, and I thought they said Dak is going to be without another weapon. So if anyone in the chat knows the answer to that question, we'll find out. But so what are you looking at, Ghost, for tomorrow? Dallas -4, Chiefs laying double digits.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be more of like a leisure play for me. I will be watching the game, so I'm going to throw a little something on it. I'm just going to be looking to tease both teams down. Chiefs look like a completely different team from the start. They need this game. It does matter to them. So teasing it down 6 points. I like it on both sides.
Okay. Just to give you guys a little update of what I am seeing right now as I'm kind of glancing at it. Looks like Edwards-Helaire is out. Pollard's questionable. Obviously, Bridgewater's on the IR. I think Boston Scott is out. Pretty sure Jalen Hurts is not playing. So we're going to look at a little Minshew magic there. Are we looking at here? I mean, is that what's going on here? Really? We're going to be fucking locking and loading the Minshew magic?
Well, I mean, on the 2-game slate, anything goes. But actually, in that Dallas Eagles game, I actually lean the under the 43.5. I think with all the guys out for the Eagles, it's a big rest spot for them. They have no incentive. They can't move up. And really, the Cowboys, obviously they want to win the game, but likely doesn't change anything in their horizon as well. So I think this is just a under the total game. I think this total, should both teams be playing to win, should be closer to 47.
Yeah, and I would hit it now if you're going to hit it, because like you're saying, someone in the chat just said a lot of Cowboys are sick, right? So you're dealing with, that shit just all of a sudden it's one or two guys, and next thing you know, the fucking whole team's got a fucking stomach bug and COVID and fucking all this shit. So keep your ear to the ground on that one. If you do want to bet the under, this would be the time to do it, because I'm assuming it's only going to go down if you get, an Amari Cooper or someone like that who all of a sudden gets COVID. So hit those unders. You always want to hit early in the week during COVID season, because they're not going to go up because of COVID. They're only going to go down. I actually am probably going to be – I have to dig into this exact starters and playing time. I know Philly's going to be resting a lot of people, but I'm not overly concerned with that. I think this is a pretty big trap spot for Dallas here. I just don't think Dallas is that good. And I think this could be a spot where they slip up here. If Minshew's starting over Hurts, is that 100% confirmed that Minshew is starting?
I don't think it's confirmed yet.
I mean, I'm assuming, right? We're all assuming that Minshew is going to get the start. So if Minshew gets the start, I think he's better than Jalen Hurts. So be careful as far as and no matter how you want to argue it, he's not a significant drop off, right? Like, so even if you want to say Hurts is better, which I don't think he is at all, it's not like you're going from fucking Hurts to Joe Flacco. Like Minshew's definitely someone who can win a game on any day with anyone, any cast around him. I mean, he played for the fucking worst team in the NFL, basically.
He already had a good performance this year already, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's good. Like, he's good. He's the type of guy who's not going to get you an 11-win season, but any given day he can go out and win a football game with nothing around him.
There's a connection between him and one of the coaches from Jacksonville, isn't there? Or
I mean, he played there, so yeah,
he was down there.
Probably pretty much the whole staff. Yeah, so I mean, I think fucking Minshew right now is actually going to be an interesting play from a prop perspective, and Philly's going to be an interesting play. The Chiefs should romp. I have a bunch of parlays with the Chiefs in them already. Just taking them on the money line, teasing them down. Same thing Ghost said. I want to tease the Chiefs. I want to, don't really want to lay the wood, but I was reading a stat the other day, the double-digit favorites with something to play for in the last week of the season. I mean, the stat was insane. I got to fucking see if I can find it. I thought I took a picture of it on my other phone. It was like fucking 32-2 outright, and like 25-12 or 25-10 versus the spread or something like that. Like, it was really intense numbers. How like these double-digit favorites in the final week of the season win like 98% of the time when they need to win, and they cover the spread like 70% of the time. So it's a little tidbit there. I will go dig into that, find that exact number if anyone in the chat has it, and get it out to the subscribers. I will tell you a prop I absolutely love for this weekend. It's Gronk. I mean, it's not up yet. Just go all the way the fuck in. There's so many reasons to go all the way the fuck in Rob Gronkowski this week. One, you have the Antonio Brown situation, right? So they're down another weapon. So that frees up Gronk. Two, you have the fact that Gronk has two of the bigger incentives of any and most reachable incentives of any player in football this week. So a few of the big incentives right here, which you want to look at from a prop perspective. Stephon Diggs needs 6 catches for $1.5 million. That's a lot of millions. So he will get that. I promise you that. So Stephon Diggs, 6 catches for $1.55 million. AJ Green, having a good season out of nowhere, needs 10 catches or 75 receiving yards for another $250,000. So that's something potentially that should 75 yards. I think is a lot more realistic than 10 catches. But another one here, Chris Jones. I'll be putting a big prop out on this. Chris Jones going against Denver needs 1 sack for $1.25 million. So you better believe he's going to be fucking going at it, and they're going to be scheming for that. But my favorite one is Gronkowski. 7 catches for $500,000, 85 yards for $500,000. And I think he has a touchdown incentive where I think he needs like 2 or 3 touchdowns though. But basically $1 million for Gronk if he just has a pretty close to the ceiling, right? Like not, the chandelier hanging down from the ceiling. He doesn't need to hit his absolute ceiling, but a 7 for 85 game and Gronk's fucking cashing in $1 million. That fucking Brady's going to make sure to get that, especially since the rumors have come out that I was right, and we were right probably, that Antonio Brown was not about his ankle. Bruce Arians came out and said that he was bitching all halftime because he wasn't getting the ball enough because he had incentives he needed to hit too. And then when he came out, he sat on the bench and said, if you're not going to fucking throw me the ball, I'm not going out there. And then Arian said, if you're not going out there, then get the fuck out of here. And that's when that all happened. So the truth is now leaking out that it was about getting the ball, supposedly. But Gronkowski, when the props are out, slam him. Receptions, yards, and that usually correlates to a touchdown. Someone hit him all over the board. So I see here someone said Stig 74 yards is minus 110. I want the receptions bucket if you see it. Oh, you don't see it? They don't have it up? All right. So, yeah, he'll probably come in, Ghost, what, Diggs 6.5 catches, right?
Probably 7.5.
7.5, you think? Yeah.
Usually one of the higher ones behind Cup and Adams.
Right. Well, I mean, listen, the thing about it, even if it's a catch or two over that, even he needs 6. So even if it's 7.5, I'm still hitting it because they're not going to try and wait till the last minute, right? The time to feed someone and get an incentive is early in the game, right? When things aren't as important as the end, where you don't want to be feeding a player when you're trying to win. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a few bubble screens to him in the first drive or two, setting him up to really eclipse his reception number later in the game. Anything else on this weekend NFL slate that you guys are looking at for Sunday?
Cup is chasing records.
Yeah, that's another one.
At him.
What does he need? Like 12 catches and like a $130 or something?
Yeah, the yards I believe are more attainable than the receptions. I think he needed like 13, 14. It's pretty high. It'll be tough for him to reach, especially I think against San Fran. So the yards is what I'll be looking at.
I mean, I'm just watching this Fournier thing. It's the highlights are on right now. I was in the car. I mean, Jesus Christ, Haley, you weren't kidding when you said he literally fell into the third row when he hit that three.
It was incredible.
Yeah, it might be my call of a lifetime. So, all right, Haley. So you like Cup there for the yards, especially. Do you know what the number is? What's it, like 140 or something? 130?
No, I think it's
lower.
A little less. I think around like 120, maybe 130.
All right. And I'm going to make a list up for everyone, or if anyone in the chat already has it, of all the incentives. 116, Cup 116 is minus 110. Okay, Bucket's just putting the lines out. I don't think that's the record. So it's easy money, guys. The last week of the season, the incentives, especially if you're looking at players like Cup and Gronk and Diggs, and player that you probably would consider betting their prop anyway, even if they weren't chasing a record. So that's what makes it even better. The incentives this year happen to be guys that are in great spots to begin with. Or great offenses to produce. Haley, what about you? Anything else for this Sunday?
Now, all mine will be DFS article will come out tomorrow. DFS and props Sunday morning.
Okay, I will give you guys a future that you need to get down on if you didn't already. Me and Ghost were talking about it on one of my no sleep nights that Ghost was with me till 4 or 5 in the morning. The Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl odds is still somehow hovering up over 2,000 in a lot of places. It was 2,400. It dropped to like 16 or 1,800 after the beating of the Chiefs. It's back up. I don't know how people aren't hitting the Bengals, but I was talking about this, before they beat the Chiefs to Ghost and in our Discord, that this is a team that fucking can really do something in a league that there is no fucking great team anymore, right? Like every team's beatable. So, I mean, you run out there, fucking Boyd, Higgins, Chase, Mixon, and Burrow, you could bang with anybody in this NFL today. So I would get a little sliver down on that. Throw some beer money down on that at plus 2,000, plus 2,200.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, that high-powered offense can score with anyone. And like you said, the parity in the league this year, it's certainly worth a small stab.
Yeah, there are some books that have been a little late to adjust. I think they're gone now, but there were some 1,600s and 1,700s laying around at the Tennessee Titans recently with Henry coming back. Ghost?
I was going to say, I've said all season, I think the only dominant team when healthy in the AFC is the Titans. So I think it could be an easy path for the Bengals to at least get to the championship game to give you a hedge.
Yeah, I mean, you can get both of those. The Bengals looking at over 2,000 and the Titans probably still get the 1,500 out there somewhere. It's 1,200 on FanDuel right now. As far as the golf, I'll just wrap with this. I gave some Tommy T's came out and gave some golf picks with me and my boy Price Wallace over there on inside. Price is our golf guru. I was doing some research the night before. We ended up on the same guy, oddly enough. And me and Price both were on Cam Smith, so I liked him. And then when I saw Price on, I was like, let's go. and he's leading the tournament right now. So we got a bunch of Cam Smith futures for the subs. We got Smith, Spieth. I got to go through the whole list, but Cam Smith is the guy that we're rooting for to get the whole sub base smash. And Price has done a great job over there and is very excited to have golf back. So he's got some round 2 plays out right now. I'll actually give. I don't know if they started or not yet, but I'll give these 3 out, and then if they didn't start, bet them. If they did, fucking what the fuck do I know? Thomas over Reed in 3-ball, English over Glover in 3-ball, Spieth over Mickelson, and Dahmen over Koepka. There is the Price Wallace 4 3-balls for you guys for golf. If any of those are live, Healy.
I was just going to say, and he gave out the not only tournament winner Cam Smith, he had first round leader Cam Smith.
Did he?
Plus
2200.
Fuck, plus 2200. Yeah.
Fuck, that was the bet I forgot. I was so mad when I saw it. I was like, why? I always do that. Why? I always do the first round leader. You know what it is? Because the first round leader odds are so insane. They're higher than the regular one. But this tournament, there's only like 36 guys in it. Exactly. So I just saw him and I was like, no, and I didn't fucking do it. Boy, Price already hit 2 out of 3 matchups and a first round outright. So basically swept the first round outside of one 3-ball. Yep. So sub should be very fucking happy. Plus 2200. Price Wallace, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's get out of here. Night Ghost, final words before you go rob your next liquor store.
He disappeared.
All right. Oh God, dude, he looks so funny when he comes on like that. It looks like he looks like a cartoon, like a villain in a cartoon. When he comes in. Really, final words.
Keep an eye on Sean Monahan to Andrew Magapane. Flames, 3rd line, 2 goals.
Mangiapane.
Oh, my hand and Megapane. All right, that's what I heard. So.
Monahan.
Yeah. So gotta bet the props now too. Dude, I'm gonna have so much money in this Calgary game. It just trips and drags. Now I gotta put a DFS lineup in. Now I have to bet them. I have to bet them in the parlay, and now I have to bet the player props on these 2 guys. I'm probably gonna end up with like fucking $1,000 on a game that Night Ghost literally said, "Don't bet the other side." Oh, great, that's awesome. Evan, final words for you, my friend.
Follow Stay Cashin everywhere. We're ramping up the social media stuff, so you got to follow us. We have like 300 followers on Instagram.
What?
Yeah, we have like 300.
300 followers on Instagram?
We have 62 on TikTok. 62.
What is wrong with you fucking losers?
That's what I'm saying.
You fucking losers. You loser fucks. I'm going to fucking block everyone. I'm going to lock the account right now. Everyone is not in by this time tomorrow. I'm locking the account and blocking anyone else who tries to follow it after. How are you not following all your accounts? Fuck it. This is why everyone's like, Tommy, you're always pitching fucking something. Yeah, because they're retarded. I'm just going to click the like button. So go subscribe, download, follow everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I want you to follow Evan home from his fucking night job. I want you to follow Healy out of the hospital when he leaves Bill Rupp. Follow all of it at Stay Cashin Show on all of them, Evan, or what is it?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't make it any easier for you. If you just look in the description, there's a link tree that literally brings you everywhere to everything.
Oh, look at that. First thing there.
It'll take you 2 minutes.
Actually, it won't even take you 2 minutes. It'll probably take you 30 seconds. Just click.
Just do it.
Do it. For Healy, for Evan, and for the robber baron who came in, told us we were all stupid, and then left. I am Tommy G. Good luck. Stay cashing, motherfuckers. Let's go.